dropped calls. A major player in the cellular expansion drops out of the running for a license.
The newest Defense Force vessel ready to protect our borders. I'm Julian Reed, and the details are in the Bahamas tonight.
On your marks, athletes arrive for the World Relays. The Bahamas tonight, the national report starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
One of the three companies originally bidding for the second cellular license has pulled out. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Saunders.
And I'm Charisma Robinson. The Cellular Liberalization Committee says the evaluation process is done and they're ready to advance to the next level, all with plans of identifying and announcing the new cellular provider before the end of this month. Clint Watson has the story.
Caribbean telecommunications giant Digicel is no longer in the running for the second cellular license. The Cellular Liberalization Task Force has advised that the evaluation committee appointed by the government has completed its assessment of the proposals received for the award of licenses to a second cellular mobile operator in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Proposals were received from Cable Bahamas Limited, Digicel Bahamas Limited, and Virgin Mobile Bahamas Limited on February 11, 2015. But here's where things change. Prior to the conclusion of the evaluation process, Digicel Bahamas Limited voluntarily decided not to proceed with its participation in the selection process. ZNS News contacted Digicel Group Limited, stationed in Kingston, Jamaica. In a statement to us, Digicel confirmed that it withdrew its application for the second cellular license, but refused to comment any further on the matter. This response is a stark contrast from the position expressed by Digicel Chief Operating Officer Claudio Hidalgo last November, who, while speaking at the 19th Annual Caribbean Multinational Business Conference, said Digicel was eagerly seeking to shape the Bahamas into a powerhouse nation through its telecom services. As to what changed this enthusiasm, leading the company to withdraw, is yet to be determined. But what we do know is that Digicel isn't saying anything regarding its move. Now, according to the Liberalization Task Force, another major decision has been made. That decision is the remaining applicants, Cable Bahamas Limited and Virgin Mobile Bahamas Limited, has satisfied the eligibility requirements to move to the next phase of the selection process, the spectrum auction, which is scheduled to take place in May. This spectrum auction phase will be administered by the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, URCA. Now, following the completion of the spectrum auction, a successful applicant will be chosen and the relevant licenses awarded subject to the requirements of the Request for Proposals document. The successful applicant will be required to launch its services and provide network coverage in phases, with complete national coverage expected within a maximum of 3 years from the date of the grant of the licenses. In the newsroom, Clint Watson for ZNS Network News.
All right, Clint, thanks a lot. The fourth of 9 new vessels for the Royal Bahamas Defense Force is now in place. The latest vessel is being named in honor of Bahamian sailor Raleigh Gray from Exuma. And it was quite a red letter day for Exuma as the official commissioning ceremony took place today. Julian Reed attended that commissioning.
Exuma has produced some of the best mariners in the country. And today, we pay homage to the best of the best, the one and only Raleigh Gray. Lieutenant Commander Granville Adderley is the commanding officer of HMBS Raleigh Gray. Tell us a little bit about the size, capacity, and speed of this vessel.
HMBS Raleigh Gray is the fourth of the mission of the 4207s, Power 4207s, which has been added to the fleet, and they've been built by the Diamond Ship Company in Grosham, Holland. It's 42 meter, which is approximately 140 feet.
How long do you see it going out to sea for at a time?
Well, the 4 ships have a rotation along with the other fleets. We have a rotation, 10 to 12 days, and in some cases a month at a time.
Senior Lieutenant Dwayne Small is the administrator of this wonderful vessel. Now, discipline is key in the Defense Force. What's it like on board?
Well, we have our challenges, but we have a hard-charging squared away crew, and we do whatever is expected of us, and we continue to train to be able to professionally conduct the mandate of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
What's the technology like on board?
Oh, it's a high-tech vessel. We have computer operated equipment, autopilot, bow thrusters, sophisticated steering, and surveillance equipment.
So really having this here is going to definitely help make your job a lot, well, I shouldn't say easier, but more efficient.
Definitely. So our job is challenging, but with the help of the additional equipment and sophisticated technology, we are able to do our job more efficiently and effectively.
After being commissioned today, Raleigh Gray, the sailorman, will be sailing once again. In Emerald Bay, Exuma, I'm Julian Reed for ZNS Network News.
Thanks so much, Julian. A judge has sentenced 19-year-old Vincent Paul to 10 years in prison for raping a woman a few months ago. The teen was also sentenced to 10 years behind bars for robbing her at gunpoint. However, he'll serve both sentences at the same time. Paul was facing up to life in prison. However, the court took into consideration the fact that he pleaded guilty at his arraignment in Supreme Court and didn't waste the court's time. The court also took in consideration Paul's personal circumstances and the fact that it is his first major offense. Two of the men accused in that mass shooting in Fox Hill in 2013 were seeking bail today, but the request from defendants Peter Roll and Jermaine Curry was denied. Justice Stephen Isaacs noted that their circumstances have not changed and a trial date is set for September next year. 4 people were gunned down during that mass shooting on Freedom Park and several others injured.
Coming up, Saving for the Future. A group of young people learn how to save. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell and Leaded, designed for extra miles.